The way you connect with someone makes a huge difference when you're giving or receiving this feedback. Like if you're not certain about the person's motivation, or if this connection is blurry, it's way harder to accept or to give a feedback. Feedbacks are full of golden nuggets of information to take forward. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad feedback, there's always a lesson to be learned. Hello everyone, this is Inspire Tuesday number 96. Because your team at Icon Dental Center believes that starting the day motivated and inspired sets up the rest of the day for success. We bring quotes from morning huddles, and it has been so positive to our team that we decided to share it with you and hope to motivate and inspire you as well. Today the topic is embrace feedback. Feedbacks are full of golden nuggets of information to take forward. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad feedback, there's always a lesson to be learned. So I have in here 3 tips to help our team and you to embrace feedback. I'll talk about 2 tips, bring 1 quote, and then 1 more tip. Enjoy! Tip number 1 is, it's okay if you suck. Okay, before you get confused and you're like, what is she talking about? Yes, I have a theory that if you are taking in growth or any challenge, if you don't suck in the micro level when you take it, you're probably gonna be sucking in the big, like in the macro and the big vision. And there's examples at work and outside work. For example, a new mom, she just had a baby and she's learning how to nurse, how to breastfeed that baby. She's gonna get all this feedback from the nurse and from friends that already did it. So, because in the beginning it sucks, it's hard, like nobody knows. And then once you get this feedback and you start to do it, right away you learn, and then it becomes easier in the second week or later. You're not getting stuck on the fact that, it's so hard for me to breastfeed, right? Same thing at work. And I have noticed that most of team members during this long-term things that I've been running the business, if they fail like in the macro or they get stuck in something, is because they don't accept that fact that it's okay to suck. But the winning game is how to unsuck, if that's a word, really fast. Okay, you got that feedback, I'm doing this wrong, there's a better way to do it. Done. That's a fact. Don't dwell on that. It's fine to suck. It's just not fine to stay as a suck. You have to unsuck pretty fast. So I hope you understand this tip because it's really valuable. And another example is, for example, this Inspire Tuesday even. If you see the first Inspire Tuesday, I knew as starting this that it was gonna suck. Okay? I'm never talking in front of a camera. I don't even like it, like my voice or but I know that I'm going to grow while doing it and get this feedback even from myself or someone that gives me the feedback and go and start to get better. And I know that today in more episodes, I'm gonna be doing better than today. So the problem is not to hear a feedback that you suck, is if you dwell on that and stay there. Unsuck very fast. This is how you can win. Tip number 2 is listen with an open mind. So to listen with an open mind, it starts by not taking things personal. And when you're listening to someone, you should listen and focus on that story. And it's not how this is affecting my self-esteem and how is this empowering me and it's so offensive, because you gotta make sure, is that something valid on that person's criticism, on their opinion? Should I take this into consideration? Because I know that sometimes you say there are some people that just complain and nag. Right? Haters, even they are valid because they're the first one to find your weaknesses. And I don't mind haters, they don't disempower me at all. I actually take that feedback and I use it. So this happened to us when we were opening a second location. We took a lot of our strong team members from the first location to transfer culture and build a whole new facility, a new clinic with no patients to build it up, right? It was a startup. And of course, the first one felt it a little bit. And our bookkeeper came to me, of course, sounds negative, like this is not being good for the first location. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Instead of me dwelling on how incompetent of a businesswoman I am, it's not course correct. And then you shift a little bit in a strategy and both are doing great. Okay? So Again, if you're gonna start to dwell and really give yourself a hard time because you're not perfect, let me break up some news in here. No one is. So you're not perfect too. And I'm far from being perfect. So it's fine. Just make sure that you use this not to lose confidence, but instead to take action. You get that feedback, it doesn't matter, the negative or not, you open-minded because you're using every fact towards your advantage to take action towards correcting it. That's tip number 2.
A quote from Elon Musk: "I think that's an important thing to do, to really pay attention to negative feedback and solicit it, particularly from friends. This may sound like simple advice, but hardly anyone does that, and it's incredibly helpful."
Tip number 3 is watch your relationships. Okay, what I mean in here is that the way you connect with someone makes a huge difference when you're giving or receiving this feedback. Like, if you're not certain about the person's motivation, or if this connection is blurry, it's way harder to accept or to give a feedback. So, leadership is just like parenting. Anywhere you go, like at work, with your friends, with your kids, if genuinely someone knows that your intention is in good faith to really, and to really have that person grow, it doesn't matter if the feedback is good or bad, they are gonna believe it. And people know, your family, your kids, your friends, they know if you care. They know deep inside that this is coming from a place of love versus, a fear or someone really mean, a really mean boss giving feedback. Good luck of having people follow. They may follow because they're afraid to lose their job, but it's not gonna be in a good, productive way of potential. So, having that relationship and that connection that is genuine and is trust, that there's trust between the two person, it's way easier when you give and receive feedback in order to follow up with that and grow from that situation. So I hope you guys like the topic and the quote today, and I'd love to hear from you. How do you embrace feedback? Negative or positive? Do you have a hard time with that? Leave me comments below. And if there's any topic you'd like me to talk about, please send me a DM or leave me in the comments. This topic today is from a DM too. I'm loving to receive them. A lot of my topics lately has been a request from the audience. I'm loving it. So make sure you do that too. And if you haven't done yet, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our pages on Facebook and Instagram at Icon Dental Center for more Inspired Tuesdays. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.